I am not a field notes guy. Field notes are these little books. Handy, small, the brand is American made, and I really do believe in them. But I'm not a field notes guy. I've tried, okay? I mean, I have 2 of these, and someone actually bought me 3 more. And the third one, you'll see it in a minute. But let me explain what I mean by a field notes guy. They're usually in-shape young men with hip ideas, and they write them down in these little books that they keep in their shirt pocket or in their pants pocket. Or I have tried to be a field notes guy, as you can see. I even have a Moleskine. I even have one of these that doesn't have anything on the front that's the same. If you notice, these are all blank. The best use I've found for specifically field notes is keeping track of when I've changed the tires or the oil or done work on my wife's car. The closest I've ever come to being a field notes guy was in college. I took notes at church on one of these. This one is full. And then the month leading up to my wedding, someone gave me this book, or maybe I bought it, and I kept track of to-do lists for what needed to be done. Rehearsal dinner, honeymoon, groomsmen gifts, rehearsal dinner, music. But you'll notice after this receipt here, it's blank. I failed once again to be a field notes guy. I've tried carrying these little notebooks around. Someone gave me one like this, but you'll notice once again, it is blank. I've tried notepads. I've tried flip pads. I've tried legal pads, but they all end up getting left behind. So I am not a field notes guy. What I am is a one-subject college ruled notebook guy. Doesn't really roll off the tongue like the first one, but for as long as I can remember, I have turned to these notebooks when needing to write something, going all the way back to middle school. And by that I mean there are writings in here from Algebra 2, which I took in probably sophomore year of high school. This is a song I wrote sophomore year of college. Literally, this song right here, I wrote it sophomore year of college. Here's a story that I wrote. Wow, that's deep. I even find them places. This is not my notebook, but I kept it because it has all these notes in here from other people. This note says, "I love holding hands with you." I did not write this, but I find it fascinating that someone put it into a one-subject college ruled notebook. This is from high school, or at least junior high. This is some old drawings right here. I mean, there's a Civil War flag. This is an old notebook. One of these here has the initial draft of my autobiography. Who would want to read my autobiography? I do not know. This one was projects and plans that I had for my first podcast that I ever ran. There's a hint about it here somewhere. This one goes back to grad school when I thought I was going to take notes. Literally, this page says expository sermon preparation. Is there a date on here? No, but it has my teacher's name. Homiletic 634. This is my room that I stayed in when I was a graduate. You know how many times I took notes on that class in here? One time, but then I started using it to memorize scripture. I drew a little cartoon here, which maybe I'll put a picture of that on my blog. But I am a one-subject college-ruled notebook guy. These things power my life now. In fact, I even wrote the script for this video in my current notebook. They keep me running. I fill these things with sermon notes, homework, screenplays, book drafts, lists of to-dos. Even when I was in high school and middle school, this is getting really nerdy and I'm ashamed to tell you this, but I used to create fake football leagues and then roll dice to see which team won or lost. And this is just an example of how much I used to write in this, but I mean, there are books around here that are full of pages and pages of fake football scores. The point of what I'm trying to say is, I don't need to be a field notes guy. I have found the thing that works for me. I put stickers on the front. I write and scribble in the front page, let's do this, so that the book is spoiled. It's no longer pristine, it's no longer nice, and I start filling it with words. Because if I don't fill it with words, I don't get anything done. It stays in my head, it bounces around in there, it creates noise, and I can't cut through that noise unless I write it down. These pages are for all my ideas, good and bad. It doesn't matter. I don't have to grade the idea before I put it down. I just put it down and I come back to it later. I've decided to embrace this. I'm the one subject college ruled notebook guy. It's easier to keep track of these things. They don't get lost. It's easier to tell people what you've lost when it's this size compared to this size. A lot harder to find it when it's one of these. What I'm trying to say is, whatever works for you, embrace it. Build on it, run after it, grab it and make it work for you. I even tried to be the sketchbook guy. Look at how many pages I filled of the sketchbook versus how many pages I didn't fill. It's not happening. I am a one subject college ruled notebook guy. What about you? Are you a field notes guy? Are you a gel pen gal? Are you a papyrus scribe? What works for you? Tell me. I want to hear from you. I want to know. I see people posting their journals all the time. Field notes guys are cool. I am not a field notes guy. What I am is a one subject college ruled notebook guy. And that works for me.